Hello everyone, my name's Lyric. Welcome back to the channel. So today I would like to do a tarot love reading for the sun sign of Taurus. I've already shuffled the cards, so let's get started. I hope that everyone is doing well. Gosh, okay, so this card, there's a card on the table that I have no idea what this card means, okay? Wow, there's some interesting energy on the table. Okay, 1 second here. Let me take a look at this card, you guys. I'll show this to you. This card looks like is that Cancer and Venus. So I know what this card is about. I just don't know how. I'll show it to you. So, and you can see that these two are parents. Okay. Oh, it's the Two of Cups. Wow, I just noticed that. So this card is the Two of Cups. And it looks like, because it's not, this is a very unusual card, you guys. There's two entities on the outside of they're holding the cups for each other, and they're pouring their glasses inward towards each other. And the entities both look different, and they are more mature than the inside entities. Like there's children on the inside. So this could represent family, comfort, security, love and relationships because of Venus. And it looks like they're growing to me. Like this is inside work. This is internal. This is like an internal mechanism inside a larger mechanism. I don't know what the bigger picture would be, because these entities are so unknown to me, but I can recognize and I can relate what it's like to be a part of the family. I can recognize what it's like to be a parent and to care for the family and care for the person. I can relate to that, or I can imagine what that's like. Even if my upbringing wasn't ideal, I still have the ability to create that scenario in my mind, just based on my instincts as a human being. Based on the need to provide safety and security to my children, I can create that scenario in my mind, just saying. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, we have the interesting, very off Two of Cups. Not off, but just way out there. Very unusual. So, and the person that made these cards, she likes to talk about how twin flame, starseeds, and light workers, like, and she's not, I've heard other people kind of say that, but basically it's like this, that we're galactic beings, that like we were placed on Earth for a special purpose. Generally this purpose revolves around helping humanity and doing things for the better good. It's not just about like thinking like, oh, I'm a light worker, oh, I'm a starseed, oh, I'm a twin flame and I'm special. No, it's about actually taking action on that. Because if you don't have the gumption to want to be creative and move forward and doing something to lift the whole vibration of humanity and healing planet Earth, then you're probably not a light worker or a starseed. Like those things go hand in hand like this. They're attached to each other. So you can't have one without the other because they're linked. Okay? So let's pretend that these are like this is one extension and this is the other extension. And you see what I'm saying? Like they're attached to each other. So the Divine Feminine has the Two of Cups, the Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Page of Wands. So this Divine Feminine is feeling really rooted and confident in her connection at this time. She is looking for her Divine Masculine. She knows who he is, and she's waiting for him to come up with an offer of love. She she's missed this person for a long, long time. When she met this person, she felt like she's known this person forever. Like forever. Like if she were Eve, this would be her Adam. Like it was a connection that has like been from a long, long time ago. Like this, like she feels that this connection was divinely put together for her. It's so unbelievably like synchronistic, passionate, creative, and just like all the growth that she's experienced as a human being because of this other person. Like it feels supernatural to her. Like she just is, she's still in awe years later about what this person means to her. That this passion is still there. If nothing else, it's evolving. That the creativity is still there. If nothing else, that's evolving. Her growth as a human, continually evolving. And she can't fail to recognize and be grateful to her creator for providing that connection for her. For the Divine Masculine, we have the 5 of Pentacles, the Sexual Energy card, and the 2 of Swords. So another indication of twin flames. So the 5 of Pentacles is in reverse. So he, he must have been situated in some stuck belief systems about his past, about who he is, about the things that he believes, the things that he gives his energy to. But it looks like the Divine Masculine has recently pulled away from that situation. I don't know. This Divine Masculine also feels intense creative energy towards his Divine Feminine. I don't know if he has quite the awareness that the Divine Feminine has about the longevity of the connection, all the growth that's occurred between these two people because of the connection. I don't think that he's quite in the wares on that. He also has the Page of Swords here, indicating that I think that this connection is so intense for this Divine Masculine with this sexual energy card here that it leaves him feeling a slight bit vulnerable. So, and he's not comfortable with vulnerability as a masculine, and he, for the majority of his life, has never been involved in a relationship where he felt that vulnerability. And so as part of his contract, as part of his waking up as a human being, that's what was part of his deal there, was to experience vulnerable emotions and to feel that like, let this other person like open me up slowly. But he's not used to that, and he's never experienced that before. So as it's happening, it causes a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of insecurity, just a little bit of those negative response. It's a negative response, basically. It's not a negative feeling, but it's a negative response to those feelings. For the connection, we have the Sun card, the 3 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. So I feel like this Divine Masculine. So we have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. I just want to show you. So this is for the Divine Feminine. This is from the Divine Masculine about the connection. So these two energies are waiting. They're like calling out to each other at a distance. They're not in direct union at the moment, but they're seeking each other out energetically. There is a little bit of heartache amongst the connection, probably just with the intensity of the feelings and the intensity of the connection. The Divine Feminine is dealing with it a whole lot better, feeling pretty stable, and she just got out of a tough situation. Maybe it was a dark night of the soul that she was having. Maybe it was a tower moment. But she's relieved herself of certain burdens that were holding her back, that were taking up too much of her energy. So she has a little bit more lightness to her, a little bit more tenderheartedness. Whereas the Divine Masculine still has some wounding to take care of, because he's holding on to some pain that he doesn't need to be holding on to anymore. The feelings of vulnerability are a blessing, not a curse, and he's not aware of that. So he's holding on to his heart, trying to protect something that he doesn't need to protect. He doesn't realize that this is okay, that this is a safe space. So he's still got some healing to do. This could be related to, I feel like this is related to his mom. Maybe his mom and his dad separated when he was very small, like about 8 years old. And that experience from an 8-year-old's perspective was really traumatizing. So I remember listening to an interview with Kurt Cobain. And I think Kurt Cobain was like 6 when his parents divorced, because people were like, because back in the day, like people would ask him about where all his angst coming from and all of his complaints, basically. Like, why is he so moody, you know? I think it's because he was a divine feminine, to be perfectly honest. So, anyways, I think that played a role in that. But they were trying to point out, like, his outsides. But anyways, so the interviewer asked Kurt Cobain about, like, what his life was like. And so Kurt Cobain said something like, well, my family got divorced when I was, like, I think he said 6. So he was really small. And he was like, I had a really good upbringing. He was like, the worst thing that ever happened to me, he was like, was my parents getting divorced. And he's like, it crushed me. And he said it like that. And obviously, whatever he was dealing with was a lot worse than that, because he ended up killing himself later on. So obviously, like, it really affected him. It wasn't just kind of affected him, it deeply wounded him. So the Divine Masculine could be dealing something with that. Everything's okay. We have the Sun card on the table. So he's going to get some healing. He's going to get some clarity on what's causing him to feel insecure and fearful amongst these vulnerability feelings. Yeah, so, and he's got a torch out for this Divine Feminine. He's like, look, holla lady, I got you, girl. So, because despite his mixed feelings there, he, hand over fist, wants this Divine Feminine. So let's get some final thoughts from the Divine Masculine. I feel lost and lonely without you. Aw, precious. Okay, the Divine Feminine. The magnetism between us drives me insane. Awesome. One more. I focus on money as I have nothing to offer you. Maybe that's the Divine Masculine. Maybe that's a little bit of where his insecurity is coming from. His need to provide, which that kind of makes sense, because Divine Masculines are definitely like hardcore providers. Now, if he's not in the spot that he thinks that he's in, that he should be in, then that'll cause him to pull back. I hurt you because it was easier than to tell you the truth. So maybe he said something not so nice to this Divine Feminine recently. Maybe that caused her tower moment. But whatever the case, like, he might have said this to her, but this Divine Feminine is relying on her intuition, is relying on the way she feels about the connection to move forward and to not hold that against the Divine Masculine, which is excellent, because we should all be doing things like that. Because people, when we're not feeling well, we don't respond well sometimes to our environment. We can be overreactive. We can be mean. We can say, like, horrible things that we don't actually mean. We can straight up lie to your face. Like, we can do some bad things. So I hope that you love this reading.